All right, so this week we are highlighting JT Prime, and it is a restaurant with speakeasy vibes in Yuma, Arizona. A lot of people don't know about JT Prime. It is in a location where there's a lot of traffic here, but a building where you would never expect or imagine a beautiful, beautiful high-end restaurant with some delicious cocktails be located. So today I'm here with the one and only Alex Trujillo, and he is what I consider a 5-star chef, and here to introduce his menu, his restaurant, and his delicious cocktails. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting us, or coming to me, right?
I'm so excited about this episode.
Well, I'm going to start off the day. We need a couple drinks, right? A couple drinks we can talk about whatever we want to talk about with the drink in our hand.
All right, yeah.
So I'm going to start with one of our favorites. It's the strawberry basil caipirinha, strawberry Thai basil caipirinha.
Okay.
One of our favorite cocktails on the list. And so I'm going to start with a few lime wedges.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to muddle those with some strawberry.
I love
strawberries
the glasses.
here.
They're so beautiful.
Fresh strawberry.
And what is the key ingredient in this one, or the?
We're going to use Brazilian rum, and so really caipirinha comes from South America. So really, that's where that drink is coming from.
Oh.
And so we did our little spin. We use our Thai basil, fresh Thai basil that we have.
Sure.
And then strawberries and limes.
And a lot of so you have absolutely delicious drinks on your menu. Of course, one of my favorites is the Mexican old fashioned, right? So it is absolutely delicious, and I love every drink, but this one I can smell the mint and the herbs.
You can really smell the basil, the Thai basil.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. It's
so
gonna
we're
be delicious.
Start with that, and then we're gonna take some sugar.
Is this one of your most popular drinks?
It is. It is this one, and the blackberry chili margarita, which I think.
Oh my god, that's delicious.
So now we're just gonna muddle the limes and the strawberries and the basil together with the sugar.
What's your favorite drink on the menu?
When it's warm outside, I like this. It's very refreshing. Otherwise, I'll go for our prime old fashioned.
Okay.
That's definitely.
Those are anything old fashioned is really good. Looks good. Looks good. I mean, you can throw an extra shot in there. I'm not gonna complain. So I hosted another podcast, or a different episode at another restaurant, and I got to make my own drink, and it was delicious. An extra shot makes all the difference in the world. That looks very, very good.
And then we're gonna top it off with crushed ice.
That looks amazing. I'm excited. I don't think I've ever had this one. I have my favorites here, so I'm excited to try it.
Finish with the basil.
How many bartenders do you have at the restaurant?
Two, Heather and Kike and Jose Jr. we call them.
Yeah. I usually come in and Heather's here, so she knows exactly what to start the second I walk in.
She knows what you like.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
There you go. Enjoy.
Looks delicious. So what's the name of this drink again?
Strawberry Thai basil caipirinha. Sip on it first before you. Refreshing.
Oh my god, it's delicious. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Very, very good. Very refreshing. It's light. So I thought it was going to be a little on the sweeter side, but it's not. It's perfect.
No, for sure.
And it's beautiful too. It looks absolutely perfect. So for us Instagrammers who like to take pictures of perfect drinks, definitely order this one. And you're going to get a good picture out of it. So I promise you. So, all right. So I want to get into basically what the concept of this restaurant is, and if you can maybe talk to us a little bit just about give us a general idea on what type of restaurant JT Prime is and what your motivation behind opening a 5-star restaurant with speakeasy vibes. So if you can maybe give us your thoughts on what inspired you to.
Well, really what it was, we have a shawarma shop called JT Bros in the morning. And so JT Bros opened first in 2018. We were still at the golf course, at the patio of the golf course.
That's right, yes.
And then we really wanted to do something a little more, I wouldn't say edgy, but more fun, have fun in the restaurant. And we were kind of limited where we're at. And JT Bros was here. And so we started. In the afternoon, we closed down for lunch and the restaurant was empty at night. And so we started having fun with private dinners in the kitchen. So we'd set up, right now the dining room the way it is, we'd set one table for like a group of 8, 10 people, and we'd do private dinners there at night while the sandwich shop was closed. And that's kind of how it started. That's how JT Prime started, as a pop-up, and it still says pop-up. And so sandwich shop closed and the dinner popped up as private dinners at night. People really liked it, they had fun, and we had fun with the menu, the cocktails. And that's how the pop-up, every once in a while, evolved into an every night, restaurant full time. And so it's not so much a pop-up anymore. Now 5, 6 years later, it's a full-time restaurant. And so that's where that came from. And so we just wanted to have fun. We want, cool eclectic music on the up in the air, and cool artwork on the walls, and just everything blacked out. That speakeasy vibe, right? Very intimate.
Right.
You walk in, dim lit, good music, fun artwork, great cocktails, the food as well. And so that's where it kind of came from, really building that menu on stuff that we like to eat.
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of people ask me, I get asked all the time, being born and raised in Yuma, what's a good date night spot to go to? Where can I go and have something different, something delicious but different? And I always recommend JT Prime because to me, that's exactly what I like about it. It's a very sexy atmosphere. You walk into the lounge and you have some beautiful artwork, and in addition to that, the music's fantastic, my favorite type of music. So and like you said, you have delicious cocktails. It's the perfect start to a good date night.
Yeah, people love just a lot of people love to come have drinks first and then dinner, but a lot of people just love to come in the bar and lounge and sit on the sofas there and have a couple cocktails, order a few appetizers, and make it a date night. And that's people love doing that.
Absolutely.
Good music, this kind of chill vibe, very relaxed, intimate.
Yes.
And so it really, if you've never been, you walk in from outside the first time in, like you're not sure where you're going, right? I mean, there's our neighbors, right? You could have pizza over here or tacos over here, right? Taco Bell and Domino's.
Fast food
and you're like, hey, where are we going? You know? And so they walk in the door and they're surprised first. Their eyes have to adjust because it's very dim lit, right? And they're kind of like, oh, are we in the right place? And so, but great cocktails, great service from everybody. Absolutely. Enrique, Heather, Jose, they really know how to take care of people. It's what we do.
Right.
Take care of people. And so, the cocktails and food is a plus.
Yes.
Beyond the service. And so, but they're always surprised when they walk in the door. They didn't expect coming in, walking into this vibe.
Correct. Yeah, and it's all about the experience. In my opinion, the experience is what is the cherry on top. Well, actually, that is the main reason, right? Because we want to, when we go on a date night, we want to have a great experience.
You don't want to have to drive to San Diego or Scottsdale to find a good restaurant or a good cocktail. And there's some good places in Yuma, but this is definitely, walking into here, you feel like you're somewhere else.
Exactly.
Even for a moment, right? You feel like, okay, I'm in somewhere in LA, San Diego, Scottsdale, wherever. Yeah. But you don't have to drive too far.
I love it. Okay, so I'm excited to have this cocktail and maybe even talk about your menu and maybe get a good taste of a couple of items that I probably have never tried. So, and then we'll get into, where you started and where you're at and where you want to be.
Okay.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
All right, Alex. So I, again, thank you for having me here. We're kind of just checking out different areas of the, the lounge and hopefully show guests what the what the dining experience is, right? So we'll definitely take some shots of that during this episode. But I want to talk about just you and, business life in general. We met, maybe 10 years ago, roughly?
Over 10 years ago at the city, right?
Yeah, we both worked for the city, and you were running the golf course restaurant. And I was working in human resources for a bit, and process your paperwork and everything. So
people problems.
People problems, yes. Oh my goodness, and were there problems? So I think after that, we built a great friendship, and have been in contact ever since through either the golf course or JT Prime. But and I follow you on social media. I can't say this enough, but I'm extremely proud of everything you've accomplished during the time that I've known you. You've definitely done some great things. Not only, and a lot of people don't know this as well, is not only do you have a restaurant in Yuma, but you also have one in Scottsdale, which it's extremely difficult to get into the restaurant scene in Scottsdale.
No, for sure.
So, you've done a lot of great things. You run 2 successful restaurants, 2 locations in very tough markets, in my opinion. So you've done whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because you are doing great things. And again, you're giving us the experience that isn't very common, especially here in Yuma. So thank you for that. Now, what inspired you to get into the restaurant industry and the high-end experience?
Well, it kind of starts from, me working, if you've been in Yuma long enough, then you've probably been to Jack and Rosie's Steakhouse. And so that was my family's restaurant. My aunt, my tia Rosa.
I didn't know that.
She ran that restaurant with her husband, Jack. And so that was my first job in high school, busing tables. My first experience of a restaurant, and first day I couldn't get enough of it. I just every day loved going to work, and I've never left the restaurant.
Wow.
That's like 30 years ago,
Wow.
that I started there. And so, my grandmother was a chef in her own right. She cooked in about every restaurant in Yuma at the time. You might remember the Stardust Hotel. She worked there. So back in her time, she worked everywhere. And so she was a great cook. She cooked for everyone, and so that it's kind of in my blood, I guess. And working in the restaurant at Jack and Rosie's, that just the rush of the restaurant and busy weekend, and back then I remember you could still smoke in a restaurant, so you'd be running back and forth in the kitchen, and you look towards the bar, and there'd be like this cloud of smoke. Everybody's smoking in the bar, and it just of course not healthy, right? And they don't do it anymore, but it's just, I just remember those busy nights of just a smoky bar and just filled with people having a good time.
Having a great time, yeah.
And so that's how I started. And then, after that, after high school, I went to culinary school, Le Cordon Bleu in Scottsdale, and studied there for a few years, and then got my first job at the Four Seasons Hotels, and was with them for about 10 years. 10 years. I moved around, Phoenix, Scottsdale, San Francisco, Vegas for several years, and left to work for a few casinos in Vegas, and eventually made my way back to Yuma to open the Q, the Kichon Casino, in 2009. That's why I came back to Yuma.
Oh, I see.
And so since then, we started our catering company. Just before I kind of met you at the city, we had started our catering company. So we've had our catering company since 2012. So we do events, weddings, quinceañeras, you name it.
Any event.
You name it, we do it. If it's catering for 20 people or for a large event, we do a lot of catering, so separately from the restaurant.
Sure. And what a lot of people don't know is that you not only cater for events like that, but you also, you have, so JT's sandwich shop during the day, if you have maybe a conference or, if you need catering for lunch, you can also do that,
office
right?
lunches, 20 people, 15 people, 10 people. We do a lot of office drop-offs and
Very cool. Okay, no, that's exciting and good to know, good information.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of people don't know about, what JT Prime provides or what kind of catering services you offer.
Sure. Yeah, JT, those who know JT Prime know it's definitely, on the higher end. So, we serve premium steaks and so premium cocktail spirits. And so it's on it's a little bit pricier,
it's a
right?
perfect date night.
It's a perfect date night.
Yeah.
Birthday, anniversary. You know what you're gonna expect. You know, you get great cocktails, great oysters, great food, great service from the staff always, and so you get what you pay for.
Sure, absolutely.
Right, and so. But we also do other things. We do a sandwich shop. We JT Bros in the morning, so great sandwiches, pork belly, short rib sandwiches, acai, salads, and then just recently we just started doing we have a taco shop and taco stand on 3rd Street.
What? That is new?
Called Don Panzon Tacos, and so we do nothing fancy, nothing like Wagyu beef at JT Prime.
Nothing
in the high
Prime.
end. We're back over here doing street tacos.
Yeah.
And great cabeza asada. Pork belly tacos is bomb, right? You gotta go try it.
I do.
I was frescas, fresh made. I was frescas.
Sure.
I mean, just very back to basics.
And where is Don Panzon located?
And that's on 3rd Street
I love the name.
and 5th Avenue, kind of behind the Sub Market on 3rd Street.
Okay.
On the corner right there.
Okay.
And so we're
Exciting.
doing street tacos at night, and then we're also we don't like to sleep, so we're baking pan dulce, conchas, elotes, cochitos, you name it. A fresh pan dulce comes out of that kitchen in the morning. If you've ever had a fresh hot concha in the morning, which you probably have, I don't know.
With some coffee.
I mean, with café de olla that we're making.
You make café de la olla also? Oh my goodness. And where is this?
At the same location.
Okay.
In the morning though.
Every day or?
Right now we're open on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So we're making carnitas, menudo. The fresh pan dulce comes out of there.
My goodness.
That's our kitchen, right? So we're baking everything on site, and I should have brought a sample.
Oh, that's exciting! I am so excited to try it. I didn't know. I didn't know. So
we just started doing
that
a few months ago. Just to like I said, we don't like to sleep, and so we just got more things to do. And we have our catering kitchen, so we're just putting good use to that location on 3rd Street, and a lot of good feedback so far.
Sure.
A lot of good feedback, and just great, simple, basic, nothing fancy, nothing crazy.
Well, you're right. I mean, and sometimes, just keeping it simple and keeping the classics are always going to be, those are always going to be a hit. So
definitely.
That's exciting. That's exciting. And obviously because you don't like to sleep, right? We're very similar in nature when it comes to that. So, running multiple businesses and multiple locations, you feel like you have to be in 10 places at once sometimes, I'm sure. But it's all about being a successful business owner and running multiple businesses, or even just one, but successfully. You have to have that support. You have to have the right employees. You have to have the right management. You have to have the right people on your team. So, I feel
it's hard. It's hard
very
to
difficult.
bring all that together.
Sure.
Right? I mean, you worked in HR. You know how hard employees, how it can be, right?
Yes.
It can just really drain you every day.
It is. It is.
But we have a good team. We have a great team, and we we're a family, and so we're a close knit group, and we go through the good times and the bad times together, and sometimes harder than others, and so but we've been together long enough that we get each other, and we're like, let's just
do it. Let's roll with it.
Let's roll with it, and so
that's exactly how I feel like when I'm working with clients, right? Clients, referral partners, anyone in the industry. It's all about how you treat people and how you make them feel. And you treat them well, you treat them with respect, you make them a part of your family, and they're gonna treat you 10 times better than that. It's all about having being loyal to them, so that in turn they're loyal to you.
And communication too. I think
absolutely.
It's like any marriage, right? If you're not communicating, then things are probably gonna fall apart.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you're communicating, and I see that a lot, especially with our employees, we don't. If it's not such a great day, and you're the owner, you're the manager, whatever, you're the one running everything, and you keep everything inside and not communicate to your staff, hey, today is one of those days, we need to shift or try this or try that, and if they know what's going on, then they're more likely to be involved and trying to help and try and move things forward, right? But it's all about communicating with them. You're not trying to let them know everything, but let them know enough so they can be helpful.
Yeah.
Because if they don't know, they can't help.
Now, as a business owner, and I'm focusing a lot on business, on how to run an effective and successful business, because we all struggle with that, right? In the beginning stages, middle stages, even, running a business for many years.
Never ends.
It never ends, right?
Yeah.
So I can tell you what I struggle with and what I continue to struggle with as a business owner. What I struggle with is finding the right system and process, right? Like, how do I keep this machine well-oiled and running smoothly? And every day is a battle, right? Like, we face challenges, new challenges every single day. We have to adapt, right? It's a revolving door. We have to keep up with technology. We have to keep up with market trends, with everything, right? Our branding, everything.
Chat AI, just have Chat AI.
Yeah, Chat GPT,
That's the thing
AI
now.
is like our
Everybody's on
godsend,
it,
right? Sintra, thank you. So what do you do? What is one thing you do every single day that you feel you have to do that keeps your business running smoothly?
The one thing, I'm very inconsistent, I guess. I wish I was more consistent about what I do every day, because, but the one thing I do every day, I will tell you, I thank God for blessing us and putting us where we're at. Even if some days are tougher than others, there's always a plan. And that's the one thing I do every day, because it's the one, when the days are hard, and there's hard days, there's rough, tough days, and that's the only thing that really gets me through the day. Because sometimes there's like, oh my God, there's no solution to what just happened or today, and what else can you do? Nothing. You can't change anything other than ask for extra blessings that day and thank God for what you have, and always remember that somebody's always having a worse day than you. So it's not that bad sometimes.
We make things it seems like we make it worse for ourselves than what it should be. We have a tendency
to in our heads, if we're not letting it out and talking to somebody and communicating or leaning on our partners, whatever, to get through the rougher times, then it can be super rough.
And you're absolutely right. Like today, for example, I think I actually posted a story, just basically saying that my morning has been filled with negativity, and it's just one of those days. But I wanted to hear from people's I want to hear something positive. I want to hear something something good that has happened to everyone. And one of the responses, actually the most common response is, I woke up vertical. And you're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. Is we're alive, we're awake, we're healthy. We're just facing daily challenges, But I feel like, yes, absolutely, as a business owner, and the bigger you get, the more problems you're going to face. And having those systems and processes in place, having people you can depend on, and because you can't do it all by yourself.
You can't do it. No, you can't. You try.
You try, I know, and you try. I know you try.
But you have to go to sleep at some point,
So, but no, and whatever it is you're doing, you're doing a fantastic job at it. You
try. You definitely try.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's exciting to see what plans you have in the future. I know, again, you not only have Yuma, you have a Scottsdale location.
We have a good Old Town Scottsdale location we have over there, and so that's.
So talk to me about Scottsdale.
That's been open, going on a little over 3 years now. At the time we decided we had the chance to move over there and take the same idea, same concept, same blueprint, I guess, menu and cocktails over there, and so it does well over in Old Town. Different vibe over there, very sure. Everybody's going out, to have a good time in Old Town. So
right.
But yeah, it's going good over there.
Which location do you see more difficulty running, Yuma or Scottsdale?
I don't think it's not difficult, because we wouldn't have done it if it was super hard, right?
Sure.
Basically, we copied and paste, what we've done here, because we knew it works. The menu works, the cocktails work, the vibe, right? Our artwork, the music, and same over there, just a little bit different setup, but it works. And so that's what makes it easy. And plus, we had a few people that lived over there, used to work for us from Yuma, and so that made things
Okay.
made the transition easier too
Right.
than starting from scratch. And so but it's been good over there. Yeah, we've met a lot of people. It's a bigger market, right? I mean,
Right.
Yuma is so many 100,000 people. Phoenix is I don't know what 5
Millions.
millions,
Yes.
right? I don't know, over 5, maybe 8 million in Phoenix Metro. So you get a larger market.
Right.
You know, tons of influencers that put your name out there and come to the restaurant and spread the word, right? And so there's definitely been more visibility
Yep.
in Scottsdale that has turned into more visibility for Yuma, right?
Yeah,
Because they ask all the
absolutely.
time, where are you guys from? And when did you open? And said, well, Yuma's actually our home. Yuma's our first location, and they're always surprised, right? By
Right.
Yuma, there's a place like this in Yuma, and so.
And I find that so exciting.
But they love to hear
Yeah.
that. They love knowing that Yuma actually has good restaurants, and we get a lot of cross traffic.
Sure.
They've been to Scottsdale, and they're on the way to San Diego, so they stop by for drinks and dinner or for sandwiches and daytime. So it definitely, being in Scottsdale has given us more visibility for Yuma.
And I think I've because I'm friends with you on social media, and I've come across reels from big influencers who have posted, they've created reels with top 10 date night restaurants in the Phoenix area.
Yeah.
And yours is always, and that's what I've noticed more recently, is that yours, JT Prime, is always one of the top 10. Always one of the top 10.
Again, just like Yuma, great place to walk in for date night.
Sure.
And very, I think Scottsdale's even a little bit more intimate and vibey. It's a little smaller footprint over there. So even more so, I think Scottsdale just has even more vibe over there, for sure.
Very nice. So what is your, so we know you have a pretty nice menu. You have delicious dishes. I can't stop raving about the food. The tuna tartare is amazing.
The tostadas, yeah.
Oh yes, and then the meatballs.
The Wagyu meatballs.
I've never been a big meatball person, but last few times I've been here, I see myself eating that. They're huge. They're the size of a baseball.
Wagyu meatballs with truffle and
so delicious.
and provolone cheese melted. I mean, it's you can't go wrong. It's a good starter for sure.
That's actually an entree for me at this point. But what is your most popular item on the menu?
I would say it's probably our braised short ribs, and we turn that in also into our, which I think is our number one pasta dish, is our stuffed raviolis with the gorgonzola cream. The short raviolis.
That sounds so good. And you have appetizer starters. What's your most popular starter?
The tostadas, and of course, I think number one is probably our bacon wrapped medjool dates.
Those are phenomenal.
We do thousands of dates. I mean, if we're catering for a wedding, there's always dates on a request for dates on the menu, and in the restaurant, of course, it came over to the restaurant menu as an appetizer, bacon wrapped stuffed dates with chipotle sauce, and it's a winner.
And being in Yuma, we have a lot of date farms, right? We have tons of date farms, and I've never been a date fan, right, or a fan of dates. My mom loves date shakes. I don't understand the concept personally, but so
they're good for you. They're good for you. You can live on. If you're stranded in the desert, just hopefully have a pack of dates with you.
It's gonna keep you alive. Yeah. But the dates.
But they're so versatile. They're so. I mean,
you do so much.
We don't want to go down. We could talk all day about dates, but date shake, date bread. But we bacon wrap dates.
Yeah.
I mean, we use them in a lot of ways, and so.
Well, I can tell you, the only time I'm gonna eat a date is here at this restaurant, because I love the sweet and like the
savory.
Yeah. They're just
chipotle.
Delicious. It's fantastic. So I'm a fan, and desserts. Let's talk about desserts.
Yeah. We make our in-house molten chocolate cake with our berry sauce, and we do. My favorite is actually the tepache float, and so we did sort of take on a root beer float, right? We do coconut pineapple ice cream.
Ooh.
And then we make our own tepache. If you ever had tepache, it's like a Mexican moonshine, right?
Yes.
We take peelings from pineapple and throw it in a jar with piloncillo, water, and we close it, leave it on the shelf for, I think we're doing 4 weeks now on the tepache, and just let it ferment and get real nice and nasty, basically. And,
Sure.
And it starts to bubble, and we know it's ready, and so scrape it out, drain out the liquid, add a little sugar to it, because it lacks a little sugar at that point, and the alcohol content is very minimal. If we left it for 6 months, I'm sure there'd be a lot of alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And we take that gazpacho and we pour it over the coconut pineapple ice cream, and it's
I'll have to try that one next time.
Yeah,
I'm excited to try that one. You have so many delicious menu options. Let's talk a little bit about your sandwich shop.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we tapped into it, but what is your most popular sandwich on the menu?
JT Bros sandwiches. Our most popular is the Vallarta. The Vallarta sandwich that has short rib, pork belly, avocado serrano, queso fresco, pickled red onions, curtidos.
Yes.
And then lettuce and chipotle mayo. That's
Wow.
That's
I'll
the favorite.
definitely have to order that one.
Beyond the bond meat that we have, those are the two top sandwiches.
So where's the name JT Bros, or what inspired you?
JT Bros opened in 2018 here at this location, and JT Bros are my 3 boys.
Okay.
So I have 4 kids. I have 3 boys and a baby girl. And so the boys are all J's.
Yes.
Julio, we call him Junior, Jacob and Jaden, T for Trujillo. So they're the JT brothers.
Very nice.
So that's them. You'll see their picture on the wall in the dining room, hanging up all over the dining room. And so that's where that came from. And so we started that in 2018. We're really making sandwiches at home, honestly. We make good sandwiches with serrano and pickled red onions and queso fresco. And I remember we were at home making a sandwich. And this is really good. We should expand this, right?
Do something, yes.
And that's what we did. We opened a sandwich shop and really good sandwiches, pork belly and short rib, and literally we use those same ingredients at night in JT Prime, right? The pork belly, we have pork belly dish with a chile árbol berry sauce, right? Nice kick and sweet at the same time, and so similar items there throughout the day and night.
Well, everything sounds so delicious. My mouth is watering right now. So I'm excited to try some sandwich. Actually, I could go for a good sandwich. So I'm definitely going to try that one. I'll take your word for it. So
the Vallarta is great.
Vallarta.
The banh mi definitely is one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It sounds delicious. Now, what's next for you? I know.
We're just, right now it's summer, right? So right now it's like, okay, it slows down, right?
Sure.
So for everybody in town, I think it slows down. So you're just trying to figure out how you kind of get through the moment, get through the season. And we do every year. If you're from Yuma, if you have business at Yuma, that's what you do. You're busy all winter long, and then you figure out, okay, now it's slowed down. Now you have time to think, sleep a little bit, right? But time to think what needs to be done and how we kind of get through the summer, and really that's what it's about right now, So right now we just started, like I told you, tacos and the pan dulce factory, I call it, over there on 3rd Street, and so that's really what we're working on right now, getting that going. It's been 2 months now, so a lot of good feedback on the bread, the fresh bread and the tacos, and nothing. Like I said, nothing complicated, but just very basic recipes and
taking it back
good recipes, very casera, cooking. So
yeah, no, I'm excited to try that. I like I said, I had no idea, and we'll definitely throw your social media pages and information on YouTube and our social media pages, so people can start following you. But again, fantastic date night spot. It's something that you're going to come in and get a completely different experience here. Simply by walking in, seeing the dimly lit room, very sexy vibes, beautiful artwork. That's my favorite. It's just your artwork, and then walking into the kitchen, literally the kitchen area.
You walk past the kitchen to the dining room.
Yeah, to the dining room. And my experience, I love sitting at the chef's table. So if you have a larger party, that's a perfect location to sit at.
Chef's table or we have a private dining room.
Oh, and you do have a private dining room. Yes, absolutely.
A little bit larger groups in there.
Sure. So like I said, thank you for having me here and this delicious drink.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time that I've actually had a drink prepared by the Alex Trujillo, the one and only. So anything you wanna share with us about any exciting plans coming up in the future? Any additional locations? Maybe?
Yeah, at some point I think eventually you'll see, maybe over summer, maybe in the fall, we'll probably move JT Bros to different locations. So
Okay.
we're working on that just to give it more space, and
Sure.
space from dinner will have their own breathing room, and lunch will have their own breathing room. So we're kind of working on that right now. So maybe over summer you'll see that move.
Very
You know.
exciting. Are you planning on taking a break this summer at all? Going on vacation?
Trying to. You know, it's getting it's a little warm out there, so it'd be nice to get somewhere cooler. But we'll see. There's so much going on. I mean, the restaurants are a little bit slowing down, right, because it's summer. But yet there seems to be so much to do for us, you know, in the office, and so there's always a list.
And Yuma's growing so much. It's grown a lot, and it's continuing to grow. So we'll have that.
It's steady, yeah. No,
Yeah,
there's just
absolutely.
that steady, you know, whether it's produce, you know, or whatever industry, Yuma stays steady all year long. So we see it. It stays steady. It's not horrible.
Very nice. Well, no, thank you for having me on your, you know, here at, you know, you're in your home and at JT Prime. And I'm excited to try JT Bros and Don Panzon.
Yeah.
And have some pan dulce with café la olla.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
a classic. That's
You
a
have to.
classic.
You have to.
But I always have to ask a question at the end. Had you not gone into the restaurant industry, what is basically what you want to be, or who do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, gosh. I'm already. I can't imagine. Since I was 11 or 12, I always knew what I was gonna do.
Really?
So there wasn't like, oh, I want to be
A doctor.
or police officer, whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
those are all cool. You know, very, you know, great careers. But ever since I was 11 or 12, I always knew that I wanted to become a chef. So there was never any kind of doubt of, okay, what am I going to do? Or what do I want to be? It was always that direction.
Have your boys expressed any interest in becoming chefs?
I don't know. Well, my middle one, he loves to cook. He may go that direction. My oldest is in hospitality school right now, so he's more for the business side, the entire, you know, not just cooking, but the entire business of hospitality. So that's where he's at right now. And so, you know, my baby girl, she's 6. You know, she other day she said, I want to open up a pizza restaurant. I said, okay.
Oh.
We'll have to get, you know, recipe, and we'll, you know, just talk to her
let's
parents
play around with that.
and you know, we can get some pizza cooks and know how to make pizza. And she's like, no. I'm gonna make all the pizza. I want to do everything. Okay, you do everything.
Sure, you
know.
do
So
it.
she's 6 years old, so she wants to do everything and make the pizzas herself.
Of course.
And, which is that's
what
great.
us females do. We want to
I
take
wish I
control
could
of
do that,
everything.
you know, but it's you know, but it was cute. But that's what she wants to do. So what I think she's a little boss. So I think she'll be somehow mixing the
Nothing
business.
wrong with that. Well, maybe someday she'll be running all of your restaurants.
Yeah,
so.
totally. But yeah, I mean, it's
How exciting.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, thank you very much, Alex. I appreciate everything you've done and what you do for the community, because not only, you know, do you manage or run, you know, several restaurants, you also do a lot for our community and you know, inspire many people, I'm sure. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Cheers.
I'm excited to try
Cheers.
some restaurants. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.